Have you ever wondered how hackers manage to breach even the most secure systems? The secret often lies in a method called footprinting. In the world of hacking, footprinting is an essential preliminary phase. It's akin to a reconnaissance mission, where hackers gather as much information as possible about their target before launching an attack. This process can involve scrutinizing a system's network topology, identifying active machines, or even finding out what kind of software a system is running. It's about understanding the landscape, mapping out vulnerabilities, and planning where to strike. But why should you, as an IT professional, care about footprinting? Because knowing your enemy is half the battle won. By understanding how footprinting works, you can anticipate potential attack routes and shore up your defenses accordingly. In essence, footprinting is the digital equivalent of casing a physical building before a heist. Understanding footprinting is the first step in comprehending the complex world of hacking. So what exactly is footprinting in the context of hacking? Well, think of footprinting as a reconnaissance mission, a preliminary stage where hackers gather as much information as possible about their target's IT infrastructure. It's the digital equivalent of casing a joint before a heist. It allows hackers to understand the system's weak points, making it easier to plan and execute an attack. Footprinting is not a one-size-fits-all approach, though. It comes in two distinct flavors: active and passive. Active footprinting is a bit like a cat playing with a mouse. It involves directly interacting with the target system to gather information. This could be anything from pinging servers to get a sense of their location and response times, to sending emails to staff members in an attempt to fish for sensitive data. It's a hands-on approach that can yield a lot of information, but it's also riskier because it can set off alarms if not done carefully. On the other hand, passive footprinting is more like a silent observer in the shadows. Instead of directly engaging with the target system, hackers using this approach collect data from third-party sources. They might scour the internet for news articles about the company or dig through social media profiles of employees to find out who works in the IT department. It's a slower, more methodical process, but it's also less likely to raise red flags, making it a popular choice for many attackers. In both cases, the goal is the same: to build a detailed profile of the target's IT landscape. This can include everything from the types of software they use and their network architecture to the company's operational procedures and even the individual habits of employees. It's a comprehensive picture that gives hackers all the information they need to find the cracks in the system's armor. Footprinting, whether active or passive, paints a comprehensive picture of a target's IT landscape. What makes up the footprinting process? Well, it's not just one thing. Footprinting is a multifaceted process that involves several key components. These components, which include network enumeration, DNS information gathering, and sniffing out system vulnerabilities, all play a crucial role in helping a hacker understand a target system. Let's start with network enumeration. This is the process of identifying the target's active hosts, open ports, and network services. Essentially, it's like taking a roll call of all the devices connected to a network and noting down what kind of services they offer. This information is incredibly valuable for a hacker because it helps them identify potential entry points into the system. Next, we have DNS information gathering. DNS, or domain name system, is what allows us to type in a website's name, like youtube.com, quote, comma, instead of its IP address. By gathering DNS information, a hacker can map out the network structure and identify key servers. This type of information can be a goldmine for a hacker, as it can reveal a lot about the target's online infrastructure. Finally, we have the process of sniffing out system vulnerabilities. This is where a hacker tries to identify weaknesses in a system that they can exploit. This could be anything from outdated software that hasn't been patched to weak passwords that are easy to guess. By identifying these vulnerabilities, a hacker gains a clearer understanding of where a system's defenses are weakest. But here's the twist. While these components are tools for hackers, they can also be tools for IT professionals. By understanding these components and how they contribute to the footprinting process, IT professionals can anticipate potential threats and take steps to secure their systems. In other words, by understanding the enemy's tactics, IT professionals can turn the tables and use this knowledge to their advantage. It's a game of cat and mouse where knowledge is power. And the more you know, the better equipped you are to protect your system. Each component of footprinting is a piece of the puzzle that hackers use to plan their attacks. And by understanding these pieces, IT professionals can better protect their networks and systems. It's time to bring everything together. What have we learned about footprinting in hacking? Footprinting, in the realm of hacking, is an art and science of its own. It's a reconnaissance process, a crucial first step that hackers take to gather information about their target. This information, as mundane as it may seem, becomes the foundation upon which a cyber attack can be strategically planned and executed. It's like giving a master artist their canvas. The more detailed the canvas, the more precise and damaging the potential masterpiece. We've learned that there are two types of footprinting, passive and active. Passive footprinting is all about gathering information without directly interacting with the target system. It's like a detective piecing together a story from public records, social media posts, or discarded documents. On the other hand, active footprinting involves direct interaction with the target system, like sending packets to a server to learn about open ports, or making a phone call posing as a service provider to elicit information. The key components of footprinting that we've discussed include network enumeration, where hackers identify devices on a network, operating system fingerprinting, where they determine the type and version of an operating system, and port scanning, where they identify open ports and services running on a system. Each of these components provides a hacker with crucial insights into a system's vulnerabilities. For IT professionals, understanding footprinting is not about learning to hack, it's about learning to defend. It's about understanding the hacker's perspective to better protect your IT system. By being aware of the information that's publicly available, or how a system responds to certain interactions, you can tighten your security measures and patch potential vulnerabilities. In essence, footprinting is a hacker's roadmap to your digital domain. By understanding this roadmap, you can better predict and prevent potential threats, making your system a fortress rather than a house of cards. Remember, understanding a hacker's approach to footprinting can be your first line of defense in securing your IT system.